One of the biggest claims against the Bible is that between the 40 writers, the 60 different books, and the fact that it was written over a couple of thousand years, is that there are a lot of contradictions that are found in the Bible. And because it has contradictions, it's an unreliable source and nothing can be true. So for those of us who follow the teachings of God from the Bible, we need to know for ourselves if these claims are true or not. The Bible can be one of the most difficult books to read and to understand, even if you spend your entire life studying it. There have been plenty of times in my own study of the Bible where I read a verse that I just didn't understand. Or maybe when you read one Bible verse and put it beside another one, they seem to say the exact opposite. When it comes to reading Scripture, we have to remember a few different things. Each book and each writer were very different and lived at very different times. And so when we read the Bible, we can't look at each individual verse and take it at face value. We have to understand a few different things, like who was the writer trying to communicate with? What was the purpose of what the writer was saying? What was the culture like during this time? And even what was the style of writing? See, some writers, they wrote using historical narrative, while others wrote in poetry. And those are just two of the many different styles that the writers of the Bible used. And so when you look and answer these questions, you start to see the whole picture of what the writer was trying to communicate, and see that every writer of the Bible was essentially communicating the same thing, but just in different ways. Look at it this way. If two people were to see the same car accident from two different angles, and they were asked to describe the situation, they may both say two different things, but both still be accurate in their story. And that's what confuses a lot of people when it comes to reading the Bible and reading different scripture passages. They see the difference between this scripture and another and say that it's a contradiction. But the thing that we have to remember is that a difference and a contradiction are actually two separate ideas. So when we see a difference in Scripture, we have to remember that we may not fully understand the whole context of the passage. So when it comes to us reading those passages that we don't understand, we have to make sure that we just don't read the passage and take it at face value. Understanding Scripture requires studying, looking at the full context, asking questions, and doing whatever it takes to fully understand the Bible.